And now it's time for the ridiculous.
What kinds of things make people piss?
And how many suitors exactly has she dismissed?
Siri, what are some locations for a lover's tryst?
Oh, darling, surely there must be a list.
A list?
A list?
A list?
A list?
You're telling me it's all here on this bleeding list? That's preposterous and ludicrous.
Well, actually, it's all quite
Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous.
Welcome to The Ridiculous. I'm Sally Brooks.
And I'm Jen O'Neill, and we're back with more fun lists for you this week.
Hello, Jen.
Hello, Sally.
How
you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little concerned, disturbed. I feel
God, I already know what you're going to say.
betrayed, if you will.
Jesus Christ.
I got a report from your good friend, I would like to say is like my good friend as well.
He is your good friend. I'm his better friend. And you're my better friend.
I got a report from one Dustin Harder that he witnessed you,
that son of a bitch,
backing into a parking space. Do you want to explain yourself?
He did not witness anything. He walked me to my car and he noticed that the car was backed into the space. And then I had some splaining to do.
So for those of you, if you're new, Jen has been relentless. And I, with my support, because I also firmly believe this, that backer inners, except for my friend Grace, backer inners are horrible people. And yet you were found backing in.
Backer inners are horrible people when they go through all of the effort and extra turning and extra moving around so as to think that they're they're better than other people or one-upping or beating the system, if you will, even though 99% of the time it doesn't make a difference. In this 1%, in this instance, let me explain. Okay, I was driving to a show that I was booked on because I'm in very high demand these days. I was driving to a show and and Dustin was meeting me for dinner, his birthday dinner. Do I regret taking him out for birthday dinner and being a good friend? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because it's been thrown back in my face. Thrown back in my face. I took him out to dinner before my show, and he was going to accompany me to the show. I pulled in to a parking spot regularly, like front-wise, and then I see a sign that says, and if you've ever been to the Chattahoochee Works, parking is a nightmare.
It is.
It's a total nightmare and shit show.
I will attest to that. I will grant you that. I would think I did the same show like a week before or 2 weeks before. And I also had a hard time parking. Although I will say that I almost took a picture in their parking garage. It says, do not back in. No reverse parking. I know. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this, Mecca? Which is why when I heard that was the scene of your crime, I was so confused. So proceed.
Okay. So I pulled into the parking space regular-wise. And then I see a sign that says 15-minute parking only. And I was like, shit, because I had already driven around forever and there were no parking spaces. But then, alas, I look in my rearview mirror and directly behind me is an empty spot directly behind me. So all I need to do was throw it into reverse and go shwoomp right back into the parking spot. And I had 2 seconds to do it because a car was going to come this way and a car was coming that way. So I had to think fast. I had to grab my spot. So I threw it into reverse and I pulled into it. Because if I would have gone into reverse, turned the car around, I would have missed my opportunity. Somebody else would have taken the spot. It would have backed up the whole flow of traffic. So I just bam, I went for it. And in that instance, I find it to be forgivable that I backed into a parking space, ironically, with a sign behind it that said no reverse parking. And I was like, well, shit, too late. Because I have
already done reverse parked.
Yes. I was already running late to meet Dustin. And if you're late to meet Dustin, he'll also call you out on that. So I certainly wasn't going to be late. So I did reverse park. But what would you have done? What would Jesus have done? What would Sally have done in that situation?
I would also have done what you did. I would have done. I agree with you that this is an instance. We are going to give you a pass.
Thank you. I still stand by my my opinion on reverse parking, but
I mean, this is just one of those things, right? It's like where you have been so vocal about your, coming out against reverse parking, which I think is what we're calling it now. That now it's like, you have to really watch. You got to watch your back.
You know what's funny is
you've become the poster person for no reverse parking.
I know, I get it, and like I didn't think about it when he walked me to my car. Which thank you for walking me to my car. It's nice when men do that. Thanks, Justin, or anyone really, friends, women, anyone, walk your friends to their car. Safe. Anyway, so so then I didn't think anything of it, and then the next day I got a Marco Polo from Dustin that was like, I'm sorry, I was just thinking about last night.
I would have to see. He sent me an Instagram message.
Yeah. Oh, and then I know as soon as you said something, I was like, that asshole.
Let's see. It says it's okay. Four separate messages. It says, I just want to tell you that Jen, all caps, backed into a parking spot last night. I saw it with my own eyes.
He saw the car. He didn't see the actual maneuver.
And then I said, WYF! Exclamation point. And he said, wild think? What is WYF? And I said, what is a typo. And I was like, what you fuck? And then he said, it made me feel so old, WYF. And then he said, yeah, she's a hypocrite and a liar. Crucify.
Wow, Dustin. Wow. That very night he told me how much he appreciated my friendship and would miss me when he moves, and also asked if he could be a guest again on our podcast. And now I just don't know. I don't know, Dustin. Crucify. Oh my God.
All right. Well, you little liar. Should we get into our lists?
Let's do it.
Okay, so this week I have for you a list from demilked.com.
Okay.
And it is...
It's a new one.
Yep. I go where the Googles take me, and this is where it took me this week. And it is 30 headlines that might appear quite crazy as shared by this Twitter page. That's its headline, talking about crazy headlines. So apparently there is a Twitter or X user account named Mental Headlines that will just... I think that it is British because it's mental. That will post kind of like hilarious headlines. And here are some very funny ones. Okay. So the first one is man given parking fine because his car's shadow was in a disabled parking space.
What?
So
is there explanation?
Yeah, so I can give the explanation. So but you can see a picture of his car, and the car is not in the disabled space, but the shadow of his car is. And so he was given a parking fine.
Oh my God. I hope he fought it and won.
Yeah, he said he described himself as gobsmacked, which, I mean, have you ever described yourself as gobsmacked?
Once or twice.
You've been gobsmacked once or twice?
No,
I mean, that's how I felt when I heard about the
Gobsmacked?
whole backing in. Gobsmacked. After receiving a 65-pound parking fine because the shadow of his car encroached onto a disabled parking space, Matthew Cole, who works as a self-employed gardener, received a letter from Lewisham Council this month, claimed that he had been parking illegally, with images sent by the council showing his silver Ford Estate car parked in an unmarked bay next to a signposted disabled spot. So he actually appealed the fine and argued that there was no disabled parking sign for the spot where his car was parked, but the council rejected his complaint and alleged he had parked in a spot reserved for badge holders. So he had to pay the fine, even though he had the proof and the picture. I will post this picture. It's like very clear.
That's like City of Atlanta. If you get any kind of parking ticket, no matter how wrong it is, like good luck. It'll never, you'll never get that money back.
No point in fighting it.
Yeah.
No point. Okay. So this one, this news headline is from Stoke-on-Trent Live, which is where they make pottery and where the Great Pottery Throwdown is filmed. It's Stoke-on-Trent. Okay. This headline says, I can't help having a big penis. Stoke-on-Trent shopper accused of stealing clothes drops his pants to prove suspicious bulge was actually his manhood.
Oh my God. Wow.
I mean, that's kind of like a great advertisement if you're like, great headline for that guy, right?
Oh yeah. That's so funny. I had this, it's a friend of mine. I'm not going to say his name. But he used to be a tenant of mine. This was a long time ago, so don't try to figure out who this is, people. It was a tenant of mine, long time ago, and I got a call in the middle, like I came in the morning and I had voicemails on the machine, so it tells you how long ago it was. Yeah. It was on an answer machine. I had a message from another tenant, the tenant that lived above him. Or below him, the tenant below him said that they were worried about what was going on in the apartment upstairs because it sounded like the girl was getting murdered. And I looked up the address and I was like, oh, the girl's not getting murdered.
She gets something.
She's fine. And then I told my friend this story and he loved that's he was always like, hey, tell them the story about because that was his favorite thing that ever happened to him.
I mean, yeah, 100%.
So I'm sure that guy was like, did you see my headline? Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't go shopping because everybody thinks I have something stuffed in my pants, but it's just my dick.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
This one is prankster causes panic after putting "Welcome to Luton" sign near Gatwick Airport. So this one is actually kind of funny. So a guy, a man near Gatwick Airport, which is in London, put welcome where they fly over, put "Welcome to Luton" in huge letters so you can see it from the plane, right near the Gatwick Airport. And Luton's another city, right? So, or maybe Luton, I don't know. So it says 197-foot sign. Basically, you can see on the final descent. So all these people are looking out the airport and they're airplane, and they're like, "Oh my God, wait, I'm on the wrong plane." And somebody was actually had a panic attack, but
oh no.
Apparently, well, now I hate it. I kind of hate it. I thought I did kind of love it, but now I'm reading that it was done by a popular prankster on YouTube.
Oh, YouTube pranksters.
Okay, this next one is, I assume that we did this story on Dumb Love, but it is from the Daily Mail, and it is woman who is dating an invisible alien who abducted her from London flat says he's better in bed than any Earthman and urges all women to find intergalactic lovers.
I don't think we did do that one on Dumb Love.
I mean,
I remember all the weird love stories, but I don't remember that one.
Also, the thing I love about this headline is that dating and abducted and Earthman are all in quotes. Like quotations like okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine it is very similar to the woman who married the ghost or, the ghost pirate.
Maybe you need to think about dating a ghost,
Right?
I mean, I feel like I already have dated a few. That was a ghosting joke. No. But maybe I should just take it to a really weird place going forward. Maybe I need to marry a pizza or a Mountain Dew
I love that
can.
for you.
Or maybe I will fall in love with this vase on my desk and just marry this vase that I've never put anything in it. I've never put anything in this vase.
But it's very special to you and you feel intimate
I feel
attraction.
a connection. Yeah. As soon as I met this vase, I fell in love. Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is council removes plaque for man who liked to shout "fuck off" at seagulls. So this guy, after he had died, his name was Hugh Davies. His family put up a bench for him on like a seafront park, and which I have said over and over, when I die, give me a bench. I want a bench. I want a bench somewhere with people, and I want a bench with a plaque. And yes, I would love you to put something funny on it. So, but on theirs, it says, in loving memory of Hugh Davies, used to sit here and shout, "fuck off" at the seagulls, which I think is so great. And then the council removed it because it says "fuck off," which I think
that's
is
so rude.
Very rude. Like, I just thought people in the UK were more evolved,
Me too.
Seagulls drunk on beer and ants are falling over and vomiting. Which I just love that so
much.
Beer
and ants?
Beer and ants.
So it says that's so
seagulls
funny.
are reported to be getting drunk on beer dregs left behind in glasses and hallucinating after eating flying ants before falling over and vomiting. The phenomenon was first reported in Devon last year when firefighters were called to rescue one seagull and found it was reeking of beer after it fell off a roof, was too drunk to fly, and then promptly threw up all over them. Sorry. I like that you're worried about the seagull, Jen. You don't even like birds.
I am. I don't like birds, but I just, I don't think it wanted to be drunk, It's his choice. Their choice.
Apparently now the seagulls, they're like alcoholics because apparently this year people have reported that seagulls are now coming in and stealing their alcohol. A woman said a seagull stole her entire glass of red wine. So they got a taste for it.
Yeah. That's how it happens.
Yeah. Okay. The next headline is London Borough apologizes for having actor in bare-bottom monkey costume with mock genitalia encourage kids to read more books.
What? How would that even happen?
Perfect headline. And the link to the story is not working, so who knows? It's a mystery now. I assume that they rented a monkey costume not knowing
that there was no butt.
Yeah, not knowing that. Well, or just not knowing that it was like a rated R monkey costume.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. I was like, somebody had to have let that happen though. It's like you have the costume, right?
Right. Somebody put the costume on.
Yeah. And then someone was like, okay, this seems right. This seems normal. This is what a monkey
looks like. I mean, look, we have friends who have worn costumes as like a side gig, right? Who have
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Powell is a tooth.
Powell is a tooth. That's what I was thinking of.
Comedians do a lot of stupid shit for money. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking that whoever was hired to be in this monkey costume was probably like, I don't give a fuck. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. Like somebody else ordered it and I'm just going to go with it.
Oh my God.
Okay, the next headline is from the Daily Record, and it says, man who can taste, smell, and feel words won't date a Kirsty as the name has the scent of urine. he says that he can like taste words. Like if you say, it's like somebody who's like, oh, I can see your aura.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
No, I don't think that's
like,
true.
do you think that there's okay?
Oh wait, do I think that
Like-
there are people have auras?
Well, like there are people that say that they can like that they see colors differently than other people see colors, or that they there's like, or that they can hear a color, or they can like their senses are just messed up or mixed up. Like,
Yeah.
do you think that it could be true that this guy can smell words?
Yeah, I
And
guess it could be
Kirsty
true.
smell like pee?
Kirsty's are a bunch of piss. You know,
You would have thought it'd
don't-
be a Karen, but yeah.
I could say it could be true. I think it could be true because I'm thinking,
Uh-huh.
you know, like when you're pregnant, you know how all of a sudden you can like smell things and taste things differently.
Yes.
And it's not like, you know, our brains, we're only using like 10% of our brains. So they're just maybe untapped like abilities that everybody has. And maybe this guy really can.
Yeah, like people want to
Feel-
eat like dirt and charcoal and stuff when they're pregnant. Yeah.
All
You
right.
never know.
I mean, I do
Listen.
believe it, but I am like when I see the picture of this guy's face holding a list of like women's names, and he's like
That
has a
smell
real
bad.
smug douchebag face. It makes me not want to believe it, but I do
Fair
believe
enough.
it could be true.
If I
Yeah.
saw a smug face, I wouldn't believe it either.
This one says, Granny's bush so big it's a hazard for anyone to walk past.
Oh my God.
And it says the local council has told Becky to trim her overhanging bush because it has become a health and safety hazard. And it's just a picture of a woman standing on her sidewalk with a bunch. Yeah, it's like the lantana.
That's hilarious. I mean, what would you call it if not a bush? You know what I mean? Like, what choice
Right?
did this writer have?
I mean,
He's just reporting, or they're just reporting.
I'm just reporting the facts, ma'am.
Yeah, it's just the facts.
Shrub you can't use that word. It's not technically accurate.
That's not a shrub. It's a bush.
It's a bush. Oh, so good. I'll do a couple more.
Okay.
Okay. This next one is from Somerset Live, and it says, Duck walks into pub, drinks pint, fights dog, loses. And there's no link to the story, so we just have
That's
to make it
awesome.
up in our own mind.
I mean, we already know what happened.
Right.
I lost.
Walked into a bar, drank somebody's pint, fought a dog. I want to know why there's ducks and dogs in this pub, but like, you know, okay.
Ducks are vicious, man. So he fought a dog and a duck, or just the duck?
No,
dog?
it was a duck who fought a dog.
A duck fought a dog. And
A duck walks into pub, drinks pint, fights dog, loses.
the duck lost. That's actually surprising.
It
Ducks
is
are fucking
surprising,
nuts, man. Have you
right?
ever been bit by a duck? Or watch somebody get bit by a duck? Like, you
I
know,
don't
like
think
when
so.
people are I don't know if it was a big thing here. Where we grew up, there was always ponds, like duck ponds, and like going to feed the ducks was just like a regular thing. Like, and so people would just take like sliced white bread down to the pond and let's go feed the ducks. Let's go feed the ducks. But I've seen horrific things happen. I think I want to say it was like my brother or something, like got like a duck like latched onto his hand, and like he couldn't get the duck off, and he was like shaking the whole. That's why I don't like birds, man.
That's
Any kind
such
of
a nightmare.
birds.
I did see my
I know.
mom get like goosed by a goose. Like a goose like was like on her, like at her butt, like nipping at her butt as she's like running away.
I don't
Which
trust
was
them.
Also horrifying and scary.
Ugh.
I think geese are so frightening.
They are.
They're vicious.
I know.
All waterfowl. they're all the worst.
Do we need them? What do we need waterfowl for?
Right? I mean, ducks are delicious, but
Yeah. Say that to your best friend Dustin. See what happens.
sorry, Dustin. That was so rude. Spoiler alert. Warning. Trigger warning. All right, too late.
Yeah.
Okay, last one is women warned not to put ice lollies in their vagina to cool off in hot weather. As temperatures soar this week, experts are urging women not to try this one thing at home. Okay.
Don't put ice lollies in where?
Your vagina.
What? That's it's so funny. This is the Housewives thing. On the Real Housewives of New York reboot, the new one that came out. They were playing this game where they were saying like, what's the craziest thing you've done sexually or whatever. And one of the girls who never would have known because she was pretty proper, never would have said this, said stuck an ice pop up her vagina, or a lolly, I guess they would call it. But yeah, so it's a thing. People are doing it.
Apparently it is a thing.
They need to be warned.
They need to be. I mean, yes, this. The experts were warning against it. They said the vagina is composed of very delicate and sensitive skin. Hence, things that may seem innocent to other areas of the body, and if they come in contact with the vagina, can cause infections, irritation, and damage. And then it says this isn't the first bizarre warning experts have had to issue women recently. In June, a nurse begged ladies not to try and vacuum their periods after 2 young women were hospitalized for doing just that. She claimed that the women aged 19 and 23 had tried to use a Hoover to try to suck up the blood and end their periods early.
Oh my God. Yes, it sounds like they do need some warnings. But you know who also probably needs some warnings over there is the men. Because I'm sure they're doing all kinds of weird shit.
Right?
It's warnings for all.
Warnings for all.
Just saying.
It also says, over the last few months, women have also been urged not to put garlic, parsley, bath bombs, and cucumbers inside their vaginas. The message is clear, ladies. Leave your vagina alone.
I blame Reddit for that one. Yeah, or TikTok or Reddit. There's probably all these things like, don't use tampons. What you should do is use a,
stick some parsley up there.
A tea bag instead, or
it's better for
use
the environment.
Earl Grey tea. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Well, there you go. There are some fun headlines from the UK for us.
That was great. Love the UK. All right, my listicle this week. I'm doing something a little different.
All right.
It is a BuzzFeed. But it is a little different. This was by Dave Stapera. I thought it would be fun. Do you like Jeopardy? Do you like Jeopardy?
I do love Jeopardy, yeah.
Do you just love it when you know the answers to things? Sometimes when you get an easy quiz and it just, really boosts your ego.
I do love it. My friend Dave Waite and I is a very funny comic who lives in LA, and I went out to LA for some shows and stayed with him. And he's one of those people that, he's so great to go visit because he always will yeah, let's go to this, let's go see this show. Let's go do that. He loves to do the fun stuff. So we went to see Jeopardy being taped, and it was the teen tournament.
Oh yeah.
And the way they tape the shows is you see, I think we saw 3 at once, and they're 25 minutes. And so you're only there for an hour and a half. And it was really amazing to see it taped, but we were we felt so cool because we knew so many answers.
Knew all the answers.
Yeah. But it was the teen tournament.
Okay.
So.
That's the vibe I want to gift to you today.
Okay.
And all of the listeners, I want you guys to be able to shout out these answers and just feel good about yourself. This is
Oh no, I feel like I'm going to be so bad at whatever this is. I'm so bad at it.
Dave Stapera compiled 25 of the easiest questions in Jeopardy history, and let's see if you can get them all correct.
Oh no.
Okay?
Oh no.
Let's see. I really think you can get them all correct. And then at the end, if you get them all correct, I will buy you a gluten-free meal somewhere awesome.
Yes.
How about that? Okay.
Okay.
Now that I've converted you to being a gluten-free person.
You and Hashimoto's.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Number 1, sweet treats. This name came before Pieces, Fast Break, and Peanut Butter Cups. Was it Hershey's?
What is Reese's?
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
I do feel so good.
This one says crossword clues. K. Barbie's bow.
Oh,
is it
Ken.
Correct. I don't even have to read the multiple choice to you. I will if it comes to that, but I think you just know the answer. Okay. Agriculture. Iowa is the USA's leading producer of this popular crop.
Oh, wow. Okay, corn.
Yes. Correct.
Oh, these are very easy. I was getting nervous because I hate, like, I've gone and done trivia before. Like, I've been on trivia teams, and I get very, like, nervous and my mind goes blank, and I am no help at trivia. I will be delightful. I will sit and I'll have a drink with you, and I will encourage the team. I'll think of a fun team name. But I am no help. I'm no help. I don't retain facts, especially if it's like pop culture or music or movies. I'm like, I don't, so bad.
So how are you feeling right now?
I feel amazing.
Like, what level would you say? Okay, great. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really hope you get this next one.
I'm back in Teen
Name
Jeopardy.
that, because you just said you don't know any music. Name that tunester, a singer-actress who sung Baby Boy, Crazy in Love, Irreplaceable.
Beyonce.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Okay. This is about CEOs.
Okay.
In 2013, this Facebook CEO ranked first on a list of the world's highest rated CEOs.
It was Mark Zuckerberg.
Correct. Thank you. You know what's funny is I'm not even checking for the right answer. I just know it to be true.
I'm going to say something confidently, and then you're just going to be like, yeah,
you're right. I'll look it up if I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Word origins, aka Hump Day. It was named for a Norse god.
Wednesday.
So very good. Yes. It's true. Actually,
I didn't know the Norse god thing. I just do know what Hump Day is.
Okay. Superlative states. Smallest state. This is 1,214 square miles. What is the smallest state? I don't know if I would get this one or not.
Rhode Island.
Yes. Very good.
I'm so bad at geography, and I was really like, is it Delaware or is it, because Delaware is small wonder.
You know, I don't know shit about shit. I always think we're in Cleveland when we're in Cincinnati.
Ben and I used to, on road trips, like, you know, in the days before everything was on your phone, GPS, and we had a big atlas in their car, and he always wanted me to like guess, like, what's the state flower? How many people live in this place? Because it was all listed on the atlas. Like, what ranking?
Oh, right.
Like, which is the 10 largest states? And I'm so horribly wrong every time. I don't know.
But now you know them, right? Did you retain any information?
No, I don't retain it. That's the thing.
Okay. Well, you're doing pretty good on this.
All right.
Okay. One syllable cities. As the old saying goes, this city wasn't built in a day.
What is Rome?
Correct. Okay. Unwritten dining out rules. This utensil serves as a dual purpose. Butter the bread and get the ketchup out of the bottle.
Knife?
Yes. I thought it was
bread
gonna
knife.
Be like, no, it's knife. Yeah. It's
okay.
Okay. Pop culture squirrels. Sandy Cheeks wears a spacesuit and helmet underwater so she can hang out with this title guy.
Who is SpongeBob SquarePants?
Correct.
Yes. I actually never watched SpongeBob when I was a teen, I guess it came on, or kid. I don't know. But now I have watched it. Max loves it.
Yeah. We had a SpongeBob phase too.
Yeah.
This 11. We need the bread. Need spelled KNEAD.
Okay.
This microscopic fungus is added to bread dough to make it rise.
What is yeast?
Correct.
My God, I am so smart. Maybe I should sign up for trivia.
You should. TV catchphrases by show. Dope. Who says
Simpsons?
Dope? Correct. Countries. Oh, continent by countries. Paraguay, Uruguay. Is that what continent is that in?
South America?
I have to check.
Yes! And I was like, is it Central?
South America. Animal records. At 18 feet in height, this tallest mammal could easily peek into a second-story window.
What is a giraffe?
Correct.
Okay.
It happened one February. On February 15, 1965, Canada unfurled its new flag with this national emblem.
A maple leaf?
I'm almost positive you're right. Yes.
Okay.
Maple leaf. Okay. Colorful films. A classic from the 80s. Pretty in blank.
Oh, pink.
Yes. Yeah, these are so easy. Okay, it's a boy. This boy king who reigned from 1333 to 1323 BC was in the news again in 1922. This is hard. Do you want me to read you the choices?
I guess.
Okay. Senusret the Third,
Uh-huh.
Sneferu, Hatshepsut, or King Tut.
King Tut.
That is correct. Okay. That was a close one. You almost didn't get your free meal. Okay.
Okay.
Disaster Digest. A shaking of the Earth's surface caused by the rapid movement of the Earth's outer layer.
What is an
Shaking.
earthquake?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Okay. Themes like old times. Identify the TV show. Please, won't you be my neighbor?
Oh, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Very good. Yes. This category has eyes, which is IZE.
Okay.
You do this to tell someone you're sorry for what you did.
Apologize. Exorcise.
Oh, yeah. Think fast. In empty space, it travels about 186,282 miles per second in space. This is hard.
Sound? Light. Sound or light?
What's your final answer?
What would you think it should be?
Listen, I really want to go out to eat. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say light. Do
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
believe
That's
that to
what
be true?
I do believe that to be true.
Okay, you got it right.
Yeah.
Okay. Singers' signature songs. Who sung My Heart Will Go On?
Oh.
Is that
Celine?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Dion?
Celine Dion.
Man, we're getting into like
Arkansas.
very shaky territory.
I
feel
know.
like.
I'm nervous. We have just a few left. Okay.
Okay.
Arkansas is the U.S. postal abbreviation. What is the U.S. postal abbreviation for Arkansas? Oh God, that's hard.
AR.
It's AR. Very good. Okay.
Oh,
Two more left. Ready?
Okay.
Fluids. It's the poisonous liquid secreted by scorpions and bees as well as snakes.
Venom?
Yes.
Okay.
The other choices are ridiculous. It's like urine, venom, spittle, or Diet Pepsi Wild Cherry.
I mean, not that that is a hard one at all, but I have been corrected by Max when I'm like, snakes are poisonous. And he's like, venomous.
Yes.
I'm like, okay.
Venomous.
What's the difference?
He's so smart. Last question. Okay, medicine. Some doctors say that drinking coffee contains this stimulant that can reduce the risk of asthma.
What is caffeine? As I drink.
Correct. You win a dinner.
Yay!
So that's it. But I mean, I just really hope that like everybody listening along got everything right and feels really good about themselves, you know?
I agree. It is nice to have something where you're like, feel fairly confident, but also there's that like, once you get towards the end, you're like, am I going to get them all right? Are we going to get some gluten-free pasta? How are we, I just, thank you. That was a good confidence boost.
Good. We are going to get gluten-free pasta.
Yes.
Always. I would have cheated. I'll be honest with you. I would have paused the podcast and been like, Sally, get your shit together.
Get it together. You would have
We're
emailed
going to
me
Amano.
the answers.
Yeah, I would have texted it to you.
Yeah, I don't know why I would email it. But all right, well, let's get to our top 5.
Let's do it.
Okay, so this week our top 5 is last week we did our most useless purchases, and this week we are going to do our top 5 purchases under $50 that have changed our life for the better.
Yes.
In some way.
Good stuff that we love.
Yeah. Do you want to start?
All right, I will start. My number 5 best purchase that I've ever purchased. This was probably, I think it was like $7, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's like a facial. You leave it in the freezer. It's like a big roller thing, and you leave it in the freezer, and then like you roll your face with it when you're puffy after a night out with your friends. You know, if you're a little puffy in the face, you roll your face out and it just feels so good, and it depuffs your face. It just feels good. Even if it doesn't actually depuff your face, which I'm pretty sure it does, it just feels amazing. And so highly recommend. It's like $7 on Amazon. Yeah.
I got influence. Have you ever seen those things? They're like infrared light or so. I don't even know.
The solar wave.
Yeah, where you like, it looks like a shaver, but it's just light on your face.
Oh, yeah. I think that one's a little different, but I think it's all kind of the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't think it works. I don't use it all the time, but I was like, ooh, that looks like fun. And it does feel good to just like put some things on your face.
Yeah.
Maybe I should use it more.
You should. I know my friend.
But it was only like $7 on the TikTok shop. So.
Oh, then that one doesn't work. Only the like $100 ones work. No, I'm kidding. It probably works. I'm sure it's great.
It's totally great.
Your face looks beautiful. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, what's yours?
My number 5, and this is I think it's just amazing for my family, for Ben and I, because we are really bad about over history of letting the air in our tires go low. And so Ben bought us one of those things that plugs into your car that you can just fill. It's like an air pump that just plugs into your car, so you don't have to go anywhere. You can just pump up your tires.
What?
Yes, it's like an automatic electric air pumper.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
$29, and we have one in our cars, and it's so great because we for a while had like a tire that like maybe had a dent in it, or like the frame did. And so every once in a while, not all the time, there wasn't a leak in the tire, but every once in a while you would come out somewhere and your tire would be flat, like maybe once every 4 months. And that happened to me once at the airport. Like it happened every once in a while, but we have that thing. You just pump it right back up. Boom.
Oh my God. I'm getting one. I drove around with a tire in a slow leak for like a year. And then I was at the mercy of like, where's the nearest Quick Trip? Quick Trip is the only gas station that like always has a pump. Yeah. And then you got to wait, and it's a whole thing. Yeah. So I will definitely get that.
Do it.
That's why we do these lists.
That's why we're
learning. We're growing. We're exploring. Okay. My number 4 is, it's funny because I actually learned about them through Dustin when I was cooking at his house when we had first met. Yeah. And it's a citrus squeezer, like, you know, like you cut your lemon in half, put it in and squeeze it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I should get one of these. And Dustin was like, you don't have one of these? And I was like, no, like I never thought about it. I always just squeeze my own lemons, but then you get all the pits in it and stuff and all the stuff. So it's like, he was like, they're like $10. So I bought one.
Not even.
And it's great.
Yeah.
Great.
Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Okay, my next one is along those same lines. It's a kitchen tool that I think is one of those things that you're just like, why did I not have this before? And then once I got it, I then bought it for everybody for Christmas, and it's a handheld immersion blender.
Oh, okay. I have one and I never use it, but maybe I need to use it more.
I use it for like soups and sauces, and like if I
Yeah.
want to like just, because you can just stick it in to like a pot and you can blend things up, and
Yeah.
it's great.
Nice.
I love it.
My next one, number 3, is I don't know if you are getting targeted all these ads, now that we're of a certain age, but about like thinning hair and and all that stuff. But I like get all these ads for like scalp massagers or whatever. But I just bought like a handheld scalp massager thing from like Amazon. Like I think it was like $6, and it's just like it's got like silicone spikes, and you use it when you wash your hair to like really get in there, and like it's supposed to be really good for your scalp. It feels great. I use it even like dry, like when I'm not shampooing, just like it just feels really good to massage your scalp, and it's good for your hair, and it stimulates hair growth. It's good for growing hair. So
we got one of those things for Max that's like, I mean, it is a scalp massager. It's not the same thing, but it's like
the thing that
like
goes
prongs.
down.
It just goes down on your head, and it makes you feel. It's like feels so great, and you would just see him like doing it while he's watching his iPad, which is amazing. Okay, my number 3 best purchase was the Paprika app. Have I shown this to you? Okay, so Paprika is an app where it's like a recipe app where you can store all your recipes in. But the best thing about it is that when you got a recipe online, and they always have like 10 pages of dialogue and backstory before they get to the thing. So you just save it in Paprika, and it strips all of that out of it. And it just has recipe directions. You can also, you can like, scale it and export everything to like a shopping list, a grocery shopping list, etc. But the best thing about it is that it just automatically you upload it to the app. I mean, it's very easy. You just put it in the app and it like strips it all away. It's so
That's
great.
amazing, because I do use Pinterest for all of my recipes, but it's like you have to just dig through all the crap.
Yes.
And like some have the little like jump to recipe thing, but even that's hard to find. Yeah. So
and it's all, you can organize them. It's very easy to like organize by like type of thing or weeknight recipes or whatever. And then you can search through them. I love it. So, and I think that's like the best app I've ever purchased.
Great tip. Great tip.
Thank you.
My number 2 is now I have to say it's not the name of the mat, the expensive one. It's called the Shakti mat. And those are like $100. But if you go on Amazon, they do sell like a $29 version of it.
Okay.
And so basically what it is, it's this mat that has like, you can get like the whole body length one, but I don't really think that's necessary. I think just like the one that fits your like back or whatever. It's a mat with like all these little acupressure spikes that come out of it. So you lay on the mat, and at first it hurts, but then like your whole body gets like super warm, and it hurts so good kind of thing. It like releases all the tension, and your body gets warm. And then I've fallen asleep on it multiple times because I don't even like feel it anymore. Your whole body gets numb. And then like you could use it on you could lay on it front wise, like if to like aid in digestion. Like if you ate like a really big meal and you're like uncomfortable, you can just lay on the mat, and like it just feels so good. And then there's a little pillow for your head. It'll like get in your head and like in your neck and shoulders. So highly recommend it. I love it. I'm like addicted to it right now. And you can stand on it and like use it for pressure points in your feet. Dude,
that sounds amazing. I'm getting it.
It is amazing. Even Louise likes to use it. Yeah, but if you buy the Amazon version, that's way cheaper. Just put like acupressure mats or whatever.
Yeah.
Is the name of it. But yeah, it's great. And you can see like there's a million amazing reviews for like all of them because people really like it. You just got to get over like the first initial pain.
Right. It's like
And
everything
then-
good in life.
Yeah, you know?
Work through that pain.
It's like a pleasurable pain, you know? It's good stuff.
Okay, my number 2 is these retro on-ear headphones, and I know they are like the silliest headphones ever. They look like headphones you had when if you were born in like the 80s, they're like 90s headphones. But they are the kind that like, well, they're wireless, which is great, but they also like sit on your ears instead of like in your ears. And I have, for whatever reason, my like eardrums are just, I can't use earbuds. They hurt my ears. I've tried every kind, and I just they really hurt. And then when I'm walking or like running, I should say, I'm never running. When I'm walking, I don't like the over ear ones, the ones that are like noise canceling, because I want to be able to hear what's around me. I don't like, it makes me feel underwater. So these ones just like sit right on your ear, and they're, the sound's fine. I don't know, but it is.
That's
they are
awesome.
so nerdy, and but
No, they're
called
cool.
JLab Rewind, and they're like $15 or something. And this is like my 3rd pair, and I
think
love
those
them.
are cool. I like them.
Thank you.
So my number 1 is also headphones, but it's the sleep mask. It got on Amazon again.
Yeah.
And I think it's like $20. It's a sleep mask with headphones in it. So when you're if you want to fall asleep to, podcasts or sleep meditations and stuff, which I do, you just it's like you don't have to have stuff in your ear, and you can, if I sleep on my side, so I can roll on my side and I can do whatever, and it's not uncomfortable. And I love it. It's so great. I've like sent it to people because I wanted them to have it so bad.
Right.
Yeah.
You're like, you deserve a nice night of sleep. That's interesting, because I do fall asleep with listening to something. And I have tried those. I got one that was like a headband that had earbuds in it, but the headband was really uncomfortable. So maybe I should try the sleep mask one.
Yeah.
I do love a sleep mask.
I had a headband one too, and it just kept flopping off. And
yeah,
the sleep mask is way more stable. Yeah.
And the headband looked crazy. And not that that is like a factor really, but it was one of those where it's like, not only did it not really work, but then I also looked extra ridiculous, and it just wasn't worth it to me. It wasn't.
And how can you sleep if you think you look ridiculous?
I know. And I also just don't like, and also it blinked. That was the other thing. It was like a bright blinking light.
Oh, that's
don't know
stupid.
Why. Right. I know.
Whatever.
Weird. Yeah. It's like, this is a sleep headband. Okay. So my number 1 is actually right in front of me, and it is this microphone.
Me? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I bought you for cheap, bitch. Gem was only $9.99 on sale. No, but so the microphones that we use, and I know it's like, whatever you think of our sound quality, these were only $29.99. And for a podcast, if you're like wanting to get into podcasting or do anything if you want like a decent mic for the money, I mean, we could definitely spend a lot. I mean, mics can be in the thousands of dollars, but if you're looking to like just an easy entryway, these mics, I think our sound is pretty good. And they're not expensive.
And they're not even paying us to say that, but that sounded like they were.
Yeah, right? But we will take money.
Yeah. What is it?
Fine.
Oh yeah, fine. Or there's another thing on the top part.
Oh, fine, with an Akio pop filter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. These came separate.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Well, great. There we go. There's, if you guys need some tips on some things to buy.
Right? Maybe you have a birthday coming up. Maybe you just have money burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah. Maybe you're just always on Amazon.
I
hate Amazon, but you're always on Amazon and you need it. And then you hate yourself for it. That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But also Amazon, if you're listening and you want to give us money for reviewing your products, we'll gladly take it.
Gladly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys get in touch. We would love to hear from you. Oh, one thing. I will be saying this over and over as it gets closer to the release of my book. But my book is officially available for pre-order. You can find it. It's called Going to Maine. And you can find it on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble, on Apple Books, and probably a couple other places. But yeah, if you would pre-order the book, that would be so amazing. I would really appreciate it. You guys get in touch with us. We are on Instagram at The Ridiculous Pod. We're on TikTok at The Ridiculous Podcast. You could rate and review. You could tell a friend. That would be amazing.
Yes. And I know that I've said this before on, I think I mentioned it on Dumb Love, but I've read the book and it's absolutely incredible. And it's not just because I am friends with Sally, because I don't really know if I am friends with Sally. To be honest, I'm just kidding. No, I am. After this whole backer inner bullshit, this crucifixion that happened today. But anyway, no, I'm kidding. But it's so good. So yes, please go ahead and pre-order it. You could also go on Goodreads and pre-order it on Goodreads, and you could also go and click and say that you're waiting for it.
Yeah.
That helps too. You could, and then it's so good, and I can't wait for everybody to read it. And Sally's
thanks, Jen.
Get famous and quit the podcast.
I would never quit the podcast. I'm taking the podcast with me.
Straight to the top.
Straight to the top, baby.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for playing with us on Instagram and stuff. And we'll be back next week with more fun lists for you.
Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridic. You.